Hi friends, we're back with another video. I tried to have a whole setup and I actually recorded this video yesterday, but I didn't like it and I wanted to get the video quality and the sound quality a little bit better, but I was trying to figure that out. It was like a whole thing and I couldn't figure it out. So here we are, we're just gonna get it done because consistency is the name of the game. I think it can be, especially for me, so easy to do something and not really like it and give up on it. So I'm trying my hardest to work past those qualities that I have of myself to change for the better, you know what I'm saying? Not even what this video is about, but I just had to say it because we also, myself, we're learning about ourselves. All good things here, and today in this video I wanted to talk about 5 things that I think are worth the money to buy if you haven't bought them yet. Not to make this video like a consumer-centric video, but I will say that purchasing these 5 things has definitely saved me money in the long run, and I think they're great purchases. If you're gonna spend your money on anything, you might as well buy these 5 things. So the first thing that I'm gonna mention on this list is a hand drill. And I know that might sound random, but for someone who lives alone and likes to do a lot of projects, or for anyone I think who just needs to simply screw something in, a hand drill is so worth it. You will have it for a very long time, and it's just a necessary item to have in your house. Also, there has been plenty of times where I've wanted to do projects, and because a hand drill is so versatile, you can buy so many different attachments, and it's so many different tools in one. It's really worth the money. You can get a good hand drill for between $60 and $200. It really just depends on how strong you need it to be. The second thing on my list that I want to mention is a Dyson vacuum. I know these things are so expensive, and if you don't have $500 just sitting around, it can definitely feel like an incredibly large investment. Even if you have money, it's a large investment, but I will say they're totally worth it. They last for much longer than a regular vacuum that costs maybe $100 to $150. And especially if you have pets, Dyson vacuums are great for picking up pet hair and dander. It's incredible to see how much it picks up every time I vacuum. I'm like, ew, that was in my carpet. It's so satisfying to see how clean your carpets and your floors are after you use this vacuum. We bought our vacuum off of OfferUp or Craigslist, I believe, and it was for less than half the price. I don't know how this guy got this vacuum or why he was selling it, but it was brand new in box, and I think we only paid $300, and it's a $500 or $600 vacuum. There are ways to get around it and not paying full price, but I will say I've already had this vacuum for about 5 years, and it still works really, really great. If it ever breaks, I'm buying another Dyson vacuum. I've decided. So the third thing on my list that I'm going to mention, it's not a product, but it's more like a subscription, if you will. And that is a subscription to Imperfect Foods. Now, if you've never heard of Imperfect Foods, it's this grocery subscription that delivers groceries to you once a week. It's a great way to get groceries and still not be around people. There are certain staples that I have on my list that allow Imperfect Foods to know exactly what you want every week, regardless of the other things that change. I get those things every week, and I just think it's such a great investment. My boxes only cost $30 a week, and if I were to grocery shop, I would probably be spending that much or more anyways, or I would spend it on silly things like all of the snacks and all just like random stuff. But because I know what groceries are going to be coming to me every week, I'm less likely to spend money on random frivolous snacks, even though snacks are so good. I feel like I'm saving a lot of money on my groceries with Imperfect Foods. I forgot to mention the other cool thing, which is like the greatest thing about Imperfect Foods. They really keep the fruits and vegetables that the grocery stores aren't buying to sell to customers out of our waste management system. Is that what the right word is? Imperfect Foods buys those items and sells them to us at a cheaper price. That's why the prices are so good. I could literally go on and on about all the reasons why I love Imperfect Foods, but I'm gonna leave a link down below if you wanna try it out. I have a referral code and it'll give you $20 off your first box of groceries. So that's a really good value because typically my boxes are only $30, so you're getting a whole box of groceries for $10. Like, that's pretty good. Third thing on my list, and I'm sure this will come as no surprise, but it's a coffee maker. Coffee is literally so expensive, and coming from someone who loves coffee, just looking at the numbers on how often I would buy coffee and how much it would be, a good latte is probably $7 or $8. 6 days a week, 6 times 4 weeks in a month. That's, I don't know, math, 6, 12, $122 a month just on coffee alone. If I were to make coffee at home, a bag of beans typically lasts me a whole month. So let's say I wanted to get fancy and buy a $10 bag of beans. It's only gonna cost me $10 to make 24 cups of coffee. I think that pretty much solidifies the argument on why a coffee maker is such a great purchase. If you don't like traditional coffee makers, there are so many other ways to make coffee. You can get a nice Chemex or a AeroPress or a French press. I also say that the coffee making culture is pretty cool in general. You could learn a new skill and develop a new passion at the same time. And if you are going to buy coffee, just try and buy from local coffee roasters and coffee shops, because that goes right back into our economy. And the last thing on my list, and honestly probably my favorite out of everything I've mentioned, is, drumroll please, a hydro flask. Flasks typically run anywhere from $50 to $100 depending on the size you get. And I know what you're thinking, that's a lot of money for a water bottle, but let me explain, it's totally worth it, trust me. Hydro flasks literally keep your drink cold for like 24 hours. I've put ice in my drink and put it in a hydro flask before. It's kept the ice frozen for up to 24 hours. Man, I don't know about you, but I just feel like our world is on fire every single day, and the last thing I want to do is buy tons and tons of water bottles that I'm just gonna throw away. Not to say that I don't believe in recycling or don't think it's real, but I would rather just invest in a product that I know doesn't need to be recycled at all than to throw something away. Recycling takes a lot of energy too. It's not a magical solution. I think it's a great investment. I take my hydro flask everywhere, especially when I'm traveling. It saves you so much money in the airports. You can take it through security without having anything in it, and then fill it up on the other side of security so you don't pay $6 for a water bottle that you're gonna throw away anyway. And a quick pro tip is that REI tends to have hydro flasks on sale every once in a while, so you should always check the clearance item of the site, or if you get their emails, hydro flasks are typically in the sales. You could get a $50 hydro flask for closer to $40 or $35 depending on the size, or if you're not too picky about a color, you can get it for cheaper. So those are just a couple things that I would suggest spending a little bit more money on if you are thinking of purchasing any of these items, if you're in the market for them. I hope this video was helpful, and I really didn't want to focus on the consumer aspect of it, which is why I only gave 5 items. I will say in the long run, these products are helping me to keep things out of the landfills while I'm helping the environment in my own way. I'm also saving a little bit of money in the long run. I hope you thought this video was helpful. If you did, please consider giving it a like, and I'm gonna be posting more videos weekly, so go ahead and subscribe if you'd like, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.